Everyone's talking digital, digital, digital. And yeah, we push that hard, obviously, because that's what we do on a daily basis. And it is a vital component of every business out there, especially this day and age. But what if I told you that some of the best ways to get calls into your business don't even involve a screen? I'm talking about building a local powerhouse face to face. Stay tuned because the old school still works. And when you combine it with what we do, you can become unstoppable. Hey everyone, I'm Mark Cantrell from Upward Bound Media. Look, I spent 15 years in the field turning wrenches, sitting down with customers at their kitchen table. And let me tell you, while digital marketing is absolutely necessary for businesses to grow in this day and age, there's a whole other side to the coin that most contractors are completely ignoring. It's about planting deep roots into your community, earning trust beyond the review sites, and becoming the go to person in your town. These aren't just nice to haves anymore, these are essential. And the best part, when you nail these non digital strategies, your digital marketing works even better. Let's dive on in, and I'll show you how you can become a local legend. So if you followed along any up until this point, you might be thinking, man, my business is ranking really good on Google. There should be people calling my business constantly, but for some reason, your phone still isn't ringing. Now, what in the hell is going on? Well, I'll tell you what's going on is nobody is currently searching for your services. So even though you're in position to get the phone call, well, if you're an HVAC business, for instance, and it's 70 degrees outside, it doesn't really matter where you're ranked because nobody's picking up the phone to give you a call. Well, how do we get through times like these? Well, we recommend a whole bunch of different approaches. So some of the ways that we do is we're going to try to reactivate some of our existing customer base, and we're going to send them messages and emails trying to get them to give us a call to get back on our schedule. There's a plethora of other things we can do. We can start running some advertising. That's where we get into some really expensive stuff. But when you're trying to keep your trucks moving, when you've hired on new people and the calls just aren't coming in, sometimes you have to spend more money to get new customers. And so paid advertising might be the way to go. But today we're going to talk about some of these areas and avenues that might not be as scalable, but for all you guys trying to get into your neighborhoods, trying to get into your local community, and trying to establish a business, or even some of you seasoned businesses out there that are just trying to become more consistent, or maybe you're trying to add on some bigger accounts, stick around because what I'm going to show you today is not anything new by any means. However, everybody has jumped onto the digital realm, which leaves open a whole plethora of avenues that nobody is utilizing currently. And so, and what's funny about this is the more digital that the world goes, the more traditional that people tend to want to head. So the more that you're forced into one way, the more that people start leaning another direction. So the reason why I say this is because, AI has become such a huge thing in everybody's lives right now. And so what I'm seeing and what a lot of the market is seeing is people are going straight to other people now again for referrals. So it's just like back in the old days where you grew a business strictly off of word of mouth. We're kind of seeing a lot of that same activity. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of it's happening in the digital realm still. So we're talking about like Facebook recommendations are absolutely insane right now. So a lot of our guys are making or breaking their business by their activity on Facebook. So we're seeing a lot of guys that are struggling and they are not active on Facebook. And then we're seeing other guys that are absolutely crushing it. And the main difference between both of these businesses are activity on Facebook and inside Facebook groups. So if you're not active on Facebook while you're inactive in business, I highly suggest you do that and you figure that out. I'm going to leave a link right up here. We've got a video explaining exactly what you should be doing and how you should be doing it on Facebook to get new customers into your door. So if you want to click right up here, watch that video after this one or watch it right now. But what we're about to talk about is even more traditional than that. So we're talking about face to face interactions. We're talking about getting customers by meeting and greeting people and through community action. Okay. So this is really where you start building your brand for your business because you're going to become active in the community every time that there is some sort of community function or every single time that anybody thinks about the community, your name and your business, your brand, your logo should be top of mind. First and foremost, I'm going to recommend this to everybody, even if you are not able to be active in your community because you're so busy or whatever. Join all of your local chamber of commerces. Okay. Mainly the one, at least the one where your main target city is. But I recommend joining every single chamber of commerce within your service area. Now, this is going to do several things. For one, it's going to make your digital stuff a whole lot better because these chamber of commerces, they have a high authority in the digital realm. Okay. They're going to put your website on their website and they're going to be linking back to your website. And this is extremely powerful to show that you are also an authority. So if nothing else, join the Chamber of Commerce just for that link. It is worth the entry fee. Typically, a Chamber of Commerce is typically somewhere between $100 and $300. Maybe some of these will be a little bit higher than that, but most of the time we're in the $100 to $200 range in all honesty. So join the chambers, get the link. But once you're also in the chamber, they're going to be sending you emails, right? And these emails are going to have different meet and greets that you can go to. Some of them are going to be free. Some of them are going to be paid. If the trucks are slow, if your business is slow, the phones aren't ringing, you have nothing better to do. Why wouldn't you go meet with other business owners, other property owners in your city and have a conversation? That's all you have to do. So you go to these, there might be like a coffee networking event. So you go get a free coffee, free donuts in the morning, and you rub elbows with the people that run your city. These are very influential, powerful people, potentially. And all it really takes is talking to one of the right people, and you could be set in business like forever because there are some very, very powerful and influential people that are within the Chamber of Commerce, and you get in one of their good graces and they tell everybody else, guess what? Now the entire freaking city is hearing about your name. Now that is branding. Okay. And it literally happened because you went and grabbed a coffee on the way to work one morning. Join the chamber, go to every single event that you can find to go to. Before you go to the event, make up some business cards. So the whole other rage is these digital business cards. I don't necessarily recommend that. I actually still like a physical business card. Now, however, I prefer to put a QR code on these physical business cards. And so you can do a QR code that either goes to your website, goes to even just making a phone call right through scanning a QR code. Or we could do like I did for Proactive. And when somebody scans his business card, it goes to a link tree of sorts. And so I'll show that right here. So as you can see, you scroll down here, we've got the ability to go to the Facebook page. We've got ability to go to the Google page. We've got ability to go to the website, make a phone call. And we also have at the bottom our review section. So if somebody wants to scan it and leave us a review, they can. This is all done through one QR code. This QR code is on a static URL. And so we can change the website all we want. The QR code on the business card will always work regardless of what we put on the destination at the end of that QR code. So you scan it and it's going to go to a website, and we can change that website whenever, however we want. Highly recommend doing something like that, because that is like, it takes a physical card, turns it into a digital card. And so you have the best of both worlds. They have a physical card so that they remember the digital cards. They scan it, boom, your information is in their phone. They completely forget about you because you're in the middle of 200 different contacts. They never remembered what your name was. They never got your name. They just scanned your card. Instead, they have a physical card and they can still scan it and they can still get all that information, just it's on a physical card now. So they even can hand that card off to somebody else down the road. Who knows? But that's my recommendation: is get a physical card, throw a QR code on there, best of both worlds. And now you're set and ready to go to all of these networking events that might happen at the Chamber of Commerce. To add to the Chamber of Commerce thing, they will have marketing opportunities within the Chamber of Commerce. So some Chamber of Commerces might have the ability to email the entire business directory or the entire email list of the Chamber of Commerce. And it might be some small, negligible price like $20 or $50 or something like that to email 1,000 people that all have the potential of being a customer. And so you spend $50 to go to 1,000 people that are all potential customers, that are all ideal clients, that all have big, big accounts potentially. It's it's a no-brainer. You should be active within your local chamber. And then also you can become a pillar of your community. And so people think of your community and they will naturally think of you. Somebody else has a problem, your name automatically naturally comes up even if they've never used you, because they see you at all these events, because your name, your brand is top of mind at all times. So that also takes me to the next level: is you should participate in community events. You should do sponsorships for your community events, for your local sports teams, for your, maybe they have a 4th of July parade or something, or maybe locally you have some sort of golf benefit tournament, or you have, whatever. These small sponsorship opportunities. I'm talking like a couple $100 to sponsor this event. They're also, most of them are going to give you also a link, which is a high authority, you're a pillar of the community kind of link that only these major players in your community have. You're going to get that link back to your website, and that's going to further reinforce that you're the authority and you should be ranked on Google. Not only that, we're talking two, three, maybe $500 for one of these sponsorship opportunities. And if you get one job from this, you immediately pay for the entire thing. Not only that, the branding on this is insane, because people go to their local, kids sporting event or something, and boom, Joe Blow Heat and Air sign is popped up there, and they know that you gave money to help support their kid doing whatever they're doing. And so they finally have an air conditioning problem. They finally have a heating problem, where a month after the baseball game ever happened, they go on to Google and there's a whole bunch of names up there. But for some reason in the back of their mind, they don't even know why, but for some reason in the back of their mind, they see your name out there, and immediately they trust it. Immediately they feel safe and secure giving you a phone call. And why in the hell did this happen? This happened because you're a fucking local legend and you have your name out there. You are at all these community events. You're sponsoring the local basketball team. You're sponsoring the freaking local senior citizens, whatever the hell. Everywhere that these people go, they see your name. And so immediately when they have a problem and they see your name again, they feel safe and secure and they want to give you a call. They want to give you their business and they don't even know why. And it's all because you did this small little thing that just was had a huge benefit for your business. Recommend getting in on all the sponsorship stuff you can. Another thing that all you guys should be doing, you should be buying local. We tell people to buy local all the time, and your ass goes to Walmart. You own a business, right? You got to pick up something on the way home. So instead of going to Walmart grocery store, you go to the mom and pop grocery store over there. Why? Well, because guess what? They need heating and air conditioning stuff done. They have homes. You go to Walmart, they're a freaking corporation. They don't even have the decision on whether who they can hire, basically. Okay, that all happens from corporate. So nobody that you meet at Walmart has any say so on anything. Maybe they have a home, but guess what? If they're working at Walmart, no offense, but most of them don't own homes. So what are you really doing? You're not supporting local and you're also not getting local support. That's the bigger ticket here. So you need to print your business cards for the local chamber of commerce that you're about to go to, right? Go down to a local print shop and say, hey, I own a heat and air business over here. I'm wondering to see if you guys happen to do business cards, blah, 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 blah. I also happen to, I'm going to a Chamber of Commerce event. I can toss your name out there that you're the one that made my business cards, blah, 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 blah. Guess what? Now they feel like they owe you because you're going to a Chamber of Commerce and you're going to drop their name, right? They feel like they owe you. They also feel like, oh, he's a pillar of the community because he's going to the Chamber of Commerce. And so they're going to be like, next time somebody comes in, yeah, I just got done talking with Joe Blow over here, and he owns a heat and air business. So if you ever have any heat and air problems, give him a call. Guess what? They might not even give you a call, but now you're in their mind. So all this stuff, you're literally just trying to keep in people's mind because when they finally do have a problem, when they finally do come home and it's 95 degrees in their house, when they do that search, it doesn't matter where you're ranked as much because your name gives them comfort. Your name provides them trust, and they're going to give you a call because you're that badass in the community. Okay. Along with this buying local thing. So if you're a heating and air conditioning business, you're in people's homes. There are other businesses that you work alongside of. Okay. So maybe you don't have electrical or plumbing inside your business. Maybe you do, but maybe you don't have electrical or plumbing inside your business. So if you can find a reputable electrician, a reputable plumber, you're out there working on the heating and air conditioning system, or you're about to go install like 3 ductless systems and you need power ran. Yes, ma'am, I have a trusted plumber that I use for all my work, used him blah, blah, blah for so many years, and he's great. He's got good prices, et cetera, et cetera. They don't even ask questions. They just are going to say, okay, you go ahead and hire the electrician, right? So you partner up with that electrician, you give him jobs like that. Guess what? He's going to go out, he's going to open up a breaker panel one day, and he's going to be like, yeah, it looks like this double 30 is tripped and it appears that it's happening because of your air conditioner. So they say, I know a guy and you want me to give him a call and have him come out here and check and see what's wrong with your air conditioner. And then we can go from there. And because of this partnership, because of this friendship that you have created, you both are benefiting from each other. Okay. And you can do this for a lot of different services. So insulation services, pest control, anything that is related to what you deal with, like that has customers that overlap with your customers, it would be a good idea to go ahead and try to team up with somebody. So you want to make sure that you team up with somebody reputable first, because you don't want to put your name out there for a crappy company, right? So deal with a guy, use him for your house. You hire a pest control guy for your own house, and determine that you love that guy and that he does great work and it's affordable, blah, 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 blah. He's on time. He always responds, et cetera, et cetera. He's a good business owner. And so you team up with him, then you go out there and you're like, man, you got to answer your contactor again. I suggest that we get a pest control guy out here. Hey, call ABC. He is amazing at what he does. I actually use him for my own house, blah, 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 blah. And now you're trading, you're trading leads off, you're trading customers off. There's no need for them to ever even get on Google and search up anything, because you can create a network of businesses that all work synergistically together to create something awesome. And honestly, you take this to the next level, you guys could all like create some sort of club, freaking trade people club or whatever, and you have one of each person in that group. Maybe you guys go out every Wednesday night and shoot the shit and figure out how you guys can better tackle this marketing plan together, because then you guys can also start advertising together that you have this coalition of tradespeople, of reputable whatever, and you can actually start advertising together and reduce some of your advertising budget by allocating resources. So sharing customers with like businesses can be highly profitable for your business, and it'll be highly profitable for their business. And so it's a win-win. And then not only that, your customer wins too, because you've already done the due diligence and you've already found the highly reputable contractor to do this other kind of job. They don't even have to try to guess, because they already trust you. So that trust is belayed onto the next person and so forth and so on. And it's just it's a lights out way to handle business, man. We're talking about creating a local powerhouse here. We're talking about local domination. And by creating this overwhelming brand, this you are everywhere in the community, and then also creating some sort of partnership with other businesses in the area that are also speaking highly of you and you're speaking highly of them. You guys can just absolutely just torch and dominate the entire area together, and just make an absolute killing doing it. I highly recommend, if somebody sends somebody your direction, you go ahead and shoot them back some money, so that it just so they give them a cut, because that's awesome. You want to get them to do more of that. So honestly, they might have an electrician who's having a slow month, and he actually figures out that he could just send 10 people your way and make, bills or something. And so if you give them a percentage of the profits that you get from the referral, that'll go a long way on getting more referrals in. And honestly, here's another thing that nobody does. You should actively give your customers referral cash. So give them $200 because somebody installed a brand new system using you off of their referral. That'll make people want to refer you to even more people. They'll start blasting you on Facebook and crap, trying to make $200. And it's a win-win, man. It would cost you more than $200 if you were to advertise and get that person yourself. Not only that, when you advertise, like, you've still got to try to go through this whole sales process. When somebody gets on Facebook and they're like, this person's badass, like, don't even question it. They don't question it at all. They just give you a call and say, here's my money. Like, the referrals, the resistance to sell is so much less. And so highly recommend referral programs where you actually give people part of your profit, bringing you more customers. Keep them coming. We got 4 different ways that you can grow your business without ever touching a keyboard. These kind of strategies, they build the local trust and the visibility better than money can ever buy. And when you combine these genuine face to face strategies with a powerful digital presence, that's when you truly become unstoppable. If you want to learn more about how you can get more customers into your business through digital and non digital strategies, you are in the right place. Make sure you subscribe. We've got tons of videos, and we come out with a brand new video every Saturday, all geared towards getting your business off the ground, getting customers in your door, and getting your trucks moving for all those home service calls. So make sure you tune in next Saturday, 9 a.m. Central. We'll be right here on YouTube. We'll see you there.